Hey there, I was just sitting here after a success interview that I just did on my Unleash Your Greatness Within podcast. And I had this thought because we were talking about leadership and we were talking about, hey, what shapes positive cultures versus draining cultures, if you will. One of those patterns that we see as we work with organizations is the fact that they keep doing what they've always done and they keep getting the same result or no result. So there comes a point where you have to not go where the path may lead, go where there's no path and leave a trail. That's an old African proverb. But for 20 years, I've been sharing this analogy or story by Larry Adams. And it's about processionary caterpillars. And maybe you can find this somewhere else, but I thought I would just read it here for you, just as a reminder that don't live life blindly, right? Make sure that you're continually growing, that you're stretching, that you're getting out of your comfort zone, that you're trying new things, because that will make a difference in your life toward living your ultimate dream life, right? Unleash your greatness within. So here's the example. And I've been sharing this with audiences for 20 years. By the way, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, hey, do me a favor, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. All right, here we go. Processionary Caterpillars by Larry Adams. Processionary caterpillars feed on pine needles. They move through the trees in a long procession, one leading and others following, each with his eyes half closed and his head snugly fitted against the rear of his predecessor. Jean-Henri Fabre, I'm not exactly sure how to say his name, the French naturalist, after patiently experimenting with a group of these caterpillars, finally enticed them to the rim of a large flower pot where he succeeded in getting the first one connected up to the last one, thus forming a complete circle which started moving around in a procession that had no beginning or end. So as you can imagine, he got him to go up on this flower pot on the rim, and then he connected enough of them to create a full circle. So these processionary caterpillars started marching in a circle. And this is what he says. The naturalists expected that after a while they would catch on to the joke, get tired of their useless march, and start off in some new direction. But not so. Through sheer force of habit, the living, creeping circle kept moving around the rim of the flower pot, around and around, keeping the same relentless pace for 7 days and 7 nights, and would have doubtless have continued longer had it not been for sheer exhaustion and ultimate starvation. Incidentally, an ample supply of food was close at hand and plainly visible, but it was outside the range of the circle, so they continued on the beaten path. They were following instinct, habit, custom, tradition, precedent, past experiences, standard practice, or whatever you may call it, but they were following it blindly. They mistook activity for accomplishment. They meant well, but got nowhere. That's my message for you today. Where in your life have you been going down the same beaten path, getting the same results? Where do you need to change? Where do you need to expand? Where do you need to get out of your comfort zone? You see, you can never grow in your comfort zone. You have to separate yourself from your comfort zone. Yes, you're going to feel some tension, anxiety, feedback. It's going to feel uncomfortable in the moment. But like Mark Twain said, as you do the thing you fear will dissipate. All right? In life, don't be a processionary caterpillar doing the same old, same old, same old. Look at your life. If you're working and maybe a leader for a company, look at your company and decide, where do we need to improve, which will require us to change. But in return, once we get past the growing pains, we'll be successful and we'll be able to celebrate, right? That's the whole idea is, hey, what are the boundaries of your own belief systems that hold you back? I suggest to you that if you're going to live your greatness within, you have to push against some of those long-held beliefs that have kept you on that same flower pot, if you will, the rim of that flower pot, and kept that beating path going forward. All right, I want you to think out of the box and believe it's possible by stepping out of your fear momentarily, trusting the unknown, and trusting that eventually, if you'll stay after it, it'll become natural and your success will be certain as long as you don't give up. All right, so I hope you can use these simple little principles. I love this story by Larry Adams. What a great example of, pushing back against the status quo. All right, I wish you the best. Go be the best that you're capable of being, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.